been a while since we've been out here.
It has. I was just thinking the same thing. I miss our little morning podcast style whatevers.
Podcast. I guess you can use that term if you want. And it's funny because when you say podcast, it makes me think about that ridiculous comment that we read last night and laughed at. That this troll went above and beyond to go to a new channel to try to bring
Negativity.
drama and negativity.
Yeah. It happens a lot. But the good news is today is a new day and there's no drama, no negativity. We're leaving that shit behind.
Today is a new day. We have left it behind. It will try to seek out and find us. However, it's not going to affect us.
No, never.
And it is only going to make Patreon that much more exciting.
I actually agree.
But I got some issues here. I got some concerns that I want to discuss with you and the viewers. And this is just number one because there's a lot more that's going to come up today. But number one is I got an email from Richard.
Richard V?
Yeah.
Okay.
From Uncle Frank.
Okay.
He sent me an email and he goes, class action lawsuit against YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't open the email. I didn't read the email. I just saw the subject. So the way my brain works is I don't want to be told like how to feel. Mm-hmm. I want to determine that myself. I want to do my own research. So I just Google YouTube. That's it. YouTube, that's it. News tab. What's going on? And I'm pretty sure I found the class action lawsuit.
Is this the old one that I talked about a couple months ago?
No, it's a new one.
Okay.
I think I found the class action lawsuit, but I also found something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Found something else. So
I like when we do these and I have no idea what's about to happen and I get to watch your face because you get all excited when you're about to say something that you're like, she doesn't know. Let me tell her.
Oh, man. Well, it's not to toot my own horn, but I called this. And you'll see. I called it. But what they just did, I did not see it. I did not see it coming. I did not see it coming.
Okay. Are they going to make it so that...
It's good and bad.
Okay, I was going to say, are they going to make it so that in order to even watch YouTube, you have to pay?
Ooh, no.
Because I feel like that's going to be down the road.
You're off on that one.
Okay, good. I'd rather be wrong.
So we're going to get through this first one, which I think is probably the class action lawsuit.
Okay.
And it says that one mom takes on YouTube over deadly social media blackout challenge. I'm going to go through this really quickly.
Those must be TikTok re-uploads because that's normally a TikTok thing, those challenges.
I'm going to go through this really quickly. Annie McGrath says that she never had to worry too much about her 13-year-old son, Griffin. He had good grades and lots of friends. Griffin played baseball and the drums and had even won a national science competition. Because he was so interested in science and experiments, he spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos. That's where he and his friends saw something called the Blackout Challenge. McGrath says that we had heard of challenges, but I never knew there were any that were deadly, end quote. Social media challenges involve people recording themselves doing something dramatic, funny, or risky. The videos often go viral. Some of these dares, however, can be dangerous, like the Blackout Challenge, which is when someone holds their breath until they pass out. That's what happened to Griffin one night in February of 2018. He did the Blackout Challenge from his room, only he never woke up. One mom, this is how it's titled, takes on YouTube over deadly social media blackout challenge. Now, here's what she had to say about it. He did the blackout challenge from his room while FaceTiming with friends.
And the friends did not alert anybody? The friends did not...
FaceTime is Meta.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's Facebook. Well, it could have been... She could have been using the word FaceTime, but it could have been iPhone to iPhone stuff. It could have been WhatsApp, because that's everybody uses that same term no matter what it is. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't. I don't do that. I don't do that.
A lot of... Okay, let me not say everybody. A lot of people do.
And I think that this is going to be very specific. And I don't think that they're mixing words here. She says that I didn't know anything was wrong until it was too late. On Friday, she addressed YouTube's parent company, Alphabet, during an annual shareholder meeting calling for change and accountability. Why isn't she addressing this with FaceTime, with Facebook, with Meta? Because think about it like this: you want to be all bent out of shape about this information being made available and having access to it for your son to use it to ultimately lose his life. But he was using FaceTime to get people to see him. So if he didn't have FaceTime,
would he have still done it? Well, here's the other thing. You can't blame social media for something that somebody does. It's like blaming the music, blaming the video games, blaming a movie somebody saw. Nobody made this child, unfortunately, and I'm going to sound heartless, nobody made this child do what he did. Just because he saw a challenge doesn't mean that they made him do it. He chose of his own free will to do this. So suing YouTube or even going after Meta is, I mean, it's pointless in my opinion, because all that's going to do is take away even more ability for people to learn things, see things, because then they're going to say that even the news is now going to be something that causes somebody to do whatever. And then there goes your factual information of stuff. They're not going to just take away these challenges.
McGrath, along with an advocacy group called Parents Together, is now pressuring the people who have a financial stake in YouTube to get the company to have more transparency around its protocols for these videos. McGrath argued at Alphabet shareholders to vote for Resolution 15, which was filed by socially responsible investment firm Harrington Investments and advocacy group Echo. This resolution proposed a third-party review of Alphabet's audit committee, which is tasked with assessing risks to the company, including how YouTube manages videos with harmful content. In her speech, McGrath said that Alphabet's inaction on these videos should give investors pause, and that it demonstrates the company isn't appropriately avoiding legal risk, regulatory risk, and human risk. And then she even goes on to say that they apologize, they're sorry for the loss, they want to keep kids safe online. It's incredibly important for them to do. And this is actually going to tie into the next story that I tell you about, which, you know, ultimately they're trying to get YouTube to play God. Okay? And she's even goes on to say that, you know, a lot of these videos are still, despite YouTube trying to filter them out, are still on the platform. Okay.
Well, that means that you're also searching for those videos.
Well, look, YouTube is not perfect.
No, none of these places are. None of these sites.
And I think that this has something to do with the changes that we've seen here recently in the algorithm.
Okay.
As they're trying to make everybody happy.
Which you cannot do.
You know, they're trying to impose new code and new programming to try to filter out. But if I wanted to, if anybody wanted to create content that wasn't allowed on the platform, there's a way to do it.
Yes.
You just don't call it what it's supposed to be. Like, so then it says here, parents try multiple pressure tactics to keep kids safe. How about this? How about you try being fucking parents?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, because here's the thing. You keep a kid under your thumb too much. You don't let them see anything, learn anything, understand anything, teach them anything. They're going to be the first ones to do something stupid because they don't understand it's stupid.
What do I tell our kid? Yeah, the kid. What do I tell our kid about anything? Don't be fucking stupid.
Basically. And then we explain why it's stupid or how it could be stupid or whatever else. We have open dialogue. And guess what our kid doesn't do? Stupid shit.
You have access to the internet. You have access to social media. You have access to the world. You're not going to go out there and be a mindless, naive, sheltered and blinded and shielded child released into the world at some point in time. And then the first move you make is the last move you make because you didn't have this learning experience from true parenting.
I had people in the comments before when I talked about how we moved here we sold a house in acreage in Georgia to move to an apartment at the beach. And they're like, you're an awful parent doing that to your child. And I'm like, see, you're looking at it from a stupid point of view. I'm looking at it from the point of view of I'm giving my child a completely different learning experience than she had for the first 12 years of her life, so that when she is 18, she knows different places, different kinds of people, different scenarios.
Be here if she didn't allow it. We asked her.
Yes, we asked her.
The final say.
Yeah, she had the main say. If she had said no, we'd still be in Georgia.
Those people are merely sitting back waiting for an opportunity to say you're a bad parent.
Yeah.
They've watched you for over a year, and they're like, here's my chance.
Yeah.
Here's my opportunity. You know.
Here's the thing. I ask the kid all the time. I say, kid. Well, I call her. I have a nickname for her, but it's not the kid in person. But I say, kid, am I a bad parent? And she says, nope, I love you. You're great. So her opinion is what matters.
But I also said, do you know any bad parents? I asked her, do you know any bad parents? She goes, no. I said, exactly. Because we wouldn't allow you to engage with bad parents. Plain and simple.
Too. That part too.
You know, this is coming up on a future video, but a little teaser here. You are the sum of who you surround yourself with. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
I fully agree.
Just saying. Now, here we go. Now, YouTube has decided, as of yesterday, to stop deleting false 2020 election claims. YouTube will stop removing videos with false claims of fraud in the 2020 presidential election. The move ahead of the 2024 elections is a reversal of a policy put in place after the 2020 vote. The company said it has deleted tens of thousands of videos questioning the integrity of past elections, but now it was time to reevaluate. The policy goes into effect June 2. YouTube and other social media platforms have faced intense pressure since the 2016 elections to safeguard against political misinformation. And the Google-owned platform says the new policy is being put into place because of today's changed landscape.
So what they're saying is they want to remind people that a lot of people thought the elections were rigged. That way, when the next one doesn't go the way some people want, they can refer back to those videos and say, see, same thing happened again.
In the current environment, we find that while removing this content does curb some misinformation, it could also have the unintended effect of curtailing political speech without meaningfully reducing the risk of violence or other real-world harm. This is what YouTube said, which is shocking because you got to think about that. They were removing content, playing God, trying to, only show people what they wanted them to see, realizing now that it has unintended effects which could produce meaningfully without reducing the risk of violence or other real-world harm. Because, like I said before, if, for instance, snakes are dangerous, I'll take that back. Let's just say crossing the street is dangerous. So you avoid crossing the street at all costs. You never introduce that danger, that threat to your child growing up. And these minds here are almost infant-like in times when we're talking about viewers on YouTube, even adults. So we're just going to remove it. And then one day you have to cross the street. Well, we thought it was going to be safer if you never experienced it, and never had that access to that information, and now you don't know how to cross the street. Yeah. And you're going to get hit. You're going to die. Yeah. They try to impose their will for, obviously an angle and position of an election that, they align with more, outcome that they align with more.
I was about to say, we have decided that YouTube is, I'm going to use the words of, hopefully it's okay here because who knows anymore. They're leaning more left lately, which is, I assumed why in the beginning they were more right, which is why they took away
if they're saying that this created other real-world harms, why would they try to silence Matt Walsh when he just purely wants to let people know the difference between men and women? Do they not think that would create some other potential real-world harm?
They're picking and choosing.
Or will this be an instance where 4 years from now they'll say, you know what?
Now that the agenda's gone through,
you know what?
It's been pushed.
Come on back, Matt. We made a mistake. Yeah. And everything that we deleted and we hid from everybody, it's okay now. And everybody who got in trouble and dinged for it, possibly got demonetized, lost your channel, got your channel deleted, ruined your reputation, destroyed your life, your businesses, your finance. Come on back. Sorry. Yeah. YouTube said it would continue to tweak its policies in advance of the 2024 election. but did not provide specifics about what led to the policy change. YouTube said it would continue to tweak its policies in advance of the 2024 election, which is what I said they were doing months ago, getting ready for the next election.
Well, so they have to bring the old videos back or allow those so that more advertisers can be there, because not all the advertisers want to advertise for the Democratic side. They want to advertise for the Republican side, too.
That's what it is, because they've just hit their third consecutive quarter, and they're tracking towards a fourth consecutive quarter of loss
because
from advertisers.
Because they've made it too left, and they haven't let the right kind of have their say at the same time. So they're losing advertisers, they're losing viewers, they're losing memberships on YouTube, they're losing premium on YouTube. They're probably losing YouTube Music at the same time as well. So they're doing it not out of the goodness of their heart so that people can make their own informed decisions. They're doing it so they can put more money in their pockets.
YouTube
profit over people.
YouTube official blog.youtube/inside-youtube/us-election-
That's a whole
misinformation-update-2023 if you guys want to check it out. An update on our approach to U.S. election misinformation. Today, we are announcing a new set of updates on YouTube to address and protect our community, providing a home for open discussion and debate during our ongoing election season. I can guarantee you that YouTube is not a home for open discussion and debate.
No, they're not at all.
If it's the platform or the viewers, because I can guarantee you that even on this video, I'm going to have
negativity.
There's not going to be debate. There's just going to be anger and animosity and cruel words and hate towards us for just existing. That was funny. You said yes. You're like, they hate you because you're breathing.
Basically, what it comes down to, there's some out there that just hate you because you're breathing. Like, we put up a video at midnight, and new trolls came out with I can't believe you're agreeing with her. You're such a yes man. And then the other one is like, it must be annoying to have a know-it-all wife. And it's like they came after me on purpose to see if you would say anything.
That's going to be another video we have to record today.
Okay.
And it's a list of mean things that you can say to get under someone's skin.
Okay.
Okay? Not that you believe it, but you just know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Specifically towards men and different towards women. And you have done this before, and you have effectively destroyed men's egos with a simple phrase.
Okay.
And that comment that came through was purely just to, oh yeah, she's gonna hate this one.
No, all I did was laugh at him because it showed me he was such a little D energy male that it didn't even matter.
But they try.
Yeah.
And most people are not, built to deflect that.
E for effort.
And but at the same time, it's no different than what I do, because I create titles and thumbnails with the intention of getting people to respond emotionally.
That's true.
Otherwise, they wouldn't want to watch the video.
That's true.
So
if you just had 30 minutes of us talking about what YouTube is doing, they'd be like, meh.
So,
oh my God, I can't believe what YouTube just did. I have to see this. I'm so mad already. Let me watch.
So it's like I can make a video, and I could put you in the thumbnail, because nobody's going to pay attention to who uploaded the video, and put a little picture of that guy, his profile picture that left that comment, and say, guys like this with little wieners leave comments like these on YouTube. You know how many people? Would watch that video?
Everybody would watch that. Yeah.
Well, know what my next video is going to be.
Well, what's interesting to me, and I probably should save it for the next video, but what's great for me is that when people leave stuff like that, I'm like, so what you're telling me is you don't know how to be in an actual relationship.
What you're telling you is they've never been in a relationship
that part too.
Without providing any sort of monetary compensation for the woman's time or man's time for a few minutes,
I agree.
Going to a spa, massage, or hanging out in LA.
The men who
in
have
South
a problem,
Central LA on Figueroa.
Yeah, the men who have a problem with women who can speak their mind and have their own brain is because those men are weak and they do not have their own thoughts. Is what I've figured out. And there's something in my eyeball right now. Ow.
It's interesting because we have these discussions, these debates on people's choices, and one being a friend of ours saying that he was born this way. You know, I said, you know, when you decided, he goes, no, I was born this way. So, do you think that a commenter like that was born that way?
I do think a lot of people, their personalities are pre-programmed kind of thing, but I think somebody like that over time has become that stupid. I don't think you're naturally born that stupid.
Again, you are the sum of who you surround yourself with.
So if he's surrounding himself with other people who can't be in a relationship because they have just
well, you got to think. We surround ourselves with people who want positivity, growth, happiness,
who will work
success,
hard for things, yeah.
And that's just, you know.
Yeah.
At the same time, you get too deep into some of the content on here, you start drinking the Kool-Aid,
yeah,
and you're like, maybe chemtrails are real. Like, no.
We should probably back out of this for just a second.
So YouTube says that when we craft our policies, we always keep two goals in mind: protecting our community and providing a home for open discussion and debate. These goals are sometimes in tension with each other, and there is perhaps no area where striking a balance is more complex than political speech. The ability to openly debate political ideas, even those that are controversial or based on disproven assumptions, is core to a functioning democratic society, especially in the midst of election season. Even those that are controversial or based on disproven assumptions. Well, tell me you're talking about Trump without telling me you're talking about Trump. The anti live debatable former president who has already told the world publicly he knows the system's rigged because he's used it, but also you cannot allow him on live TV because he can say anything he wants and no one can prove or disprove it. In any meaningful amount of time that would ultimately reach the viewers, but he too utilizes and executes on the same basic principles of telling people what they want to hear, and then they won't unhear it.
That is true. It's like when you're in court and they say, jury, disregard what you just heard. The jury doesn't disregard any of that.
The same people who are making assumptions and commenting on videos based on titles and thumbnails without actually watching them are the same people who are going to take that for face value and hear nothing else after it.
Yeah. See, they agreed. Yeah.
That Drake and Genuine.
It's a weird
combo. Trap remix.
I mean, I'm going to find it later and listen to it, but that was a weird combo.
I'm almost inclined to create a video that has a title and thumbnail that has absolutely nothing to do with the video, just to prove a point, to see what kind of comments come in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to comment on the title and the thumbnail only. They're never going to watch the video. That's what most of these comments do.
However...
But it's not... But then the ones who actually do watch, you're going to be like, what is this?
There was a different audience yesterday when we put up the video at the harbor where, you know, you just went off.
Yeah.
So there was a different audience there because that audience initially came in strong and smart. And they were like, hey, if you read the closed captions, you can see what she said.
Yeah.
And most of the people were like that.
Yeah.
So that video actually ended up completely uploaded to Patreon, unedited, uncensored, full audio. So they can really...
It's one thing to read the words. It's another to hear the tone and the